Hi, good morning. I hope you are doing well wherever you're watching from. 2023. Katuwano kama mwaka achaku na mchezo. Morning, Salmin. Yeah. I hope you're fine. Yeah. 2023 is bright so far. It's very light. A very good year to start. Very good weather to start the year's YouTube lives. Yeah, so we talk about stuff. We can talk about a lot of stuff. For the people that actually thought that cars will be cheaper in January, hey, I normally tell people that cars are cheaper for people who are known to buy 10 minutes. What I mean by 10 minutes are those people that buy without consulting. They just buy. They buy without checking. The bond guys, because the bond guy doesn't care what he buys. Yagula buguzi n'ateekaawo omuntu omulala ajja kujja agule. We saw that yesterday with the cars we looked at that were all packed in bonds. Zabadde mbi nnyo era that's why I normally tell people we need to buy cars from people your owners, and that's how we normally get our cars. Okujjako bwe ya bondi eri ya bondi bwe ya bondi abagulafu si agwagulafwa kale oba oyinza okigamba bwotyo, because a businessman would not actually buy for a businessman that owns a bond would know what he's buying. Akebera naye akebera mangu ebirwadde ebigira n'abiyisaawo n'agula layisi. So normally the guys that ate kati the week egenda okuyinza okubaamu layisi egenda kuba school fees week, and the reason why it's very hard to find a final buyer buying a cheap car then kubanga naye aba alina abaana bakuza kusomera ebiseera ebisinga. Yeah, so but even the cars are rare now. The cars are also not so many. Abatunda batono and that also affects the car prices, because it's very hard for you to find someone selling a car when they don't know where they're going to get a replacement car. And that's why the cars are not a lot on sale. You know, bipajiri byola byo byabanga bingi mu katale milioni 5-6 buyitanga ku UAS. Bakugamba okigule kati, bakugamba ekifune ku milioni bwe ziba 10 okinoonya ne kikubula. there are cars that were too many then, but now because the person that has it that is in good condition right now is either selling too high at a very high price, or they are not selling actually because they don't have a replacement. Sold his Corolla at like 10 million a few months ago before the car prices actually went to the wall. But right now, I'm not selling because I don't see where I'm going to get a car that is in the condition that my car is in. The cars are just rare right now. Everyone that has a car in good condition is making sure they don't. And you'll be surprised, you go to parking lots and there are so many cars parked there. You'll find a car parked there for 2 weeks without being driven or even being started. But even that person is saying, I'm not selling my car because, well, I don't see a replacement. And we are late, so katugezeko kuba ka shortcut. Happy New Year, firstborn. Hi Stuart, yes, I'm back. Malaria was taking me, but I don't even think it was malaria. But okay, anyway, when I finish the second dose, I feel much better. When I finish the second dose, I feel much better. I took the first dose of malaria, and I think it didn't work. Malaria came back after a week. Then I was given some very powerful medicine. It's what kept me offline. I wasn't feeling good at all. But now I feel much better. Thank you for praying for me, guys. What the market is like I don't know the last time you guys did exercise, but exercise is very healthy, especially if you live in the neighborhood where you can run. I understand that there are people that live in neighborhoods where you can't even jog. This guy, Jabasanga, they only run along the street and go back down. I was trying to test this. There are two routes. There is a route that comes from down there. This route is faster. Pajero Echamie, you saw the Pajero that went off. It's also coming this way. It went off before us, then we took another road. I was trying to see which one is faster. This one comes to the first one, Pajero, but they are doing it. You a little further, you go off the road, but then what makes it clearer is that there are no humps. And then there is no population of kids. There are two schools actually. So there is a population of kids that we have to be very careful when we're driving there. I will warn you guys again, Nissan cars, any Nissan, if you're going to buy it, I recommend that you only buy it from the bond when it's new, when you're going to be the first person to actually drive it on Ugandan roads. That's one way you'll get peace. But if you decide to buy that car second hand, even a UBD might disappoint you. Let me tell you one thing. Some of those cars, someone can buy it from the bond, for example. They drive it for a year, sometimes even 6 months, and it starts failing. You see that UBM there? I think that's like 2010 or 2012. Yeah, you see it's even facelifted. It's really nice. That's how you should buy that car, the X-Trail. If you, for example, don't have the ability to buy it when it's still new, you buy an alternative of the X-Trail. For example, you can buy a Harrier, you can buy a Kruger, you get. And I'm saying the same thing applies to Mazda, same thing applies to VW. If you're going to be buying a VW Turaki, BMW X5, X6, I highly recommend that you go and buy from the board. Those are cars that will make life complicated for you if you don't have some command. ndaba ono wextrade omusirusiru kati bwe muyingirako mu maaso afa tategeera apapa kale nange empapa naye nze ndireeti nnyo wedi ye abadde avuga bubi tumulese n'ayingira ne mukulu kano akamoloka akatuli mu maaso kano kavitiisi you can buy it but make sure you don't buy 1.0cc that one I think it's like a 2008 model. Yeah, so if you're going to be buying that bits, make sure you buy a 1.3 or 1.5cc. Okay, those are the engines that will give you this. But if you decide to buy a 1.0cc, it's the same 1.0 engine that is in Paso. Those engines are not very peaceful, especially for young people like us. Because ebigere byaffe bimanyi okuzitowa obanga ekigere kyo kinaazitowa even once in a while. Don't buy a car that has a very small engine because you may end up by parking the car ng'enanye. So whenever you're going to buy a car, and I've been telling you guys, okujjako nga you're not going to be using your car like the way I use my car, because I use my car daily. Sometimes, like when I had just bought this car, we hadn't just moved to the game park. We would actually fetch water every day. So we would put 10 jerrycans of water. Good morning, Solomon. We would put 10 jerrycans of water every evening. When we come back from work, the first thing we'll do, we'll put jerrycans in the boot, go a hole, get water. So I'd have to drive 10 jerrycans of water in this car every day. You get it? So you buying a car that is 1.0cc has to be that the only time you're going to be driving it is when you're going to work, taking kids to school. Actually, those cars are made to be for shopping. You go to the supermarket and shop. The one, even the 1.3cc, I'll be telling you to buy, because there are engines that are troublesome. That's why you find like even with Toyota, even as much as Toyotas are reliable, there are some Toyotas that should not be bought by a beginner. There are some Toyotas even that should not be bought. 1.0cc is a border. Yeah, yes, Eddie. A little bigger than a border, but yeah, it's almost the border. Yeah, so the 1.0cc should be mostly for women, because most of the times women nebwaba papa tamanyi kuvuga ku papa katolaba nganze bwe ninnyamu wana akaliro sometimes emotoka ya 1.0cc ogirinya ng'olaba tegenda olaba there are some cars where it's 1.5 naye nga nayo terina maanyi 1.5cc naye ng'ojulira terina maanyi. Like I'll give you an example from my someone might disagree, but from my experience, a 1.5cc Subaru and a 1.5cc Toyota, the Toyota will actually have tested it. I don't know why that happens like that. I think when Subaru guys are making the 1.5cc cars, they focus on fuel efficiency and they forget about power. You get? So they start working on power 2.0cc and above. But even 2.0cc, you get it? That's why probably they make turbocharged engines. Dennis, hope you're good. So I have a burning question. Uncle Arthur, you said your engine can fit in a Primo. If yes, is it possible to put a VVTI engine in a Primo Super? That's something that we have to explore. You have to look at the mountings. Okay, normally because when you buy this car, the engine here, then you also have to buy a gearbox that goes with it. Then you'll also have to buy a computer. You have to buy a dashboard, odometer and all. And I find that the investment might not be worth it, because it will be very hard for you to sell that Primo, the Primo where you have changed the engine to anyone. It will be very hard. So it's probably the only reason you should put an engine in a car that it was not made for is if the engine for that particular car, a replacement is either very expensive or not worth it. But the normal Primo Super engine is actually okay. So you will find that even when the mountings are different, you can find that mechanics can kuyiya them. The mechanics can kuyiya them. There was some Happy New Year. Then it's Happy New Year, guys. Yeah, it's a very bright New Year. Yeah, the weather is nice, bright, hot enough. Today I hope to repair my car AC problem, the one that makes a noise when I'm doing a broadcast and I want to cool my phone and then there is noise. So that when I put my AC, yeah, we had the same problem in one of the new cars that we bought from one of my followers here, and my mechanic fixed it. So we bought a Kluger yesterday with one of my very good friends here, and it was a good one, very good offer. We bought it at 15.5. All 4 tires were okay. All 4 tires were okay. Actually, the front tires were new, both of them. Then the rear tires, I think because it's a rear wheel drive, the rear tires were not so new. You can drive them for like a year. So that was a good buy because the X-Trail tires are about 350 to 400 per tire. So for you to buy 4 tires, you need about 1.6. Yes. So which means we made a saving there. All the other X-Trails that we are looking, not X-Ray, all the other Krugers that we were seeing, all of them didn't have tires. So then don't come how much you buy that car. When you buy, immediately when you buy it, you have to actually go and buy 4 new tires for 1.6. Okay, so which means because it's very hard for you to find a Kruger that has a bad engine. It's very rare because those engines are big, the cars are big, and the people that drive them normally drive them not so much. So now you have to look at these other expenses. You have to look at, for example, body condition. Does this car have an accident history? How is the interior? Because the car, when we bought this car, with those cars, you would have to look at it. Now the problem with the owner of this car was not very clean. Sajja we Masaka yemoroka kasitemo tamuza ne mutusa gyalaga avuga buvuzi. So he was not really washing, and the excuse he gave was that because he doesn't see the reason for him to wash the interior. As a matter of fact, he hadn't even repaired the AC wasn't working. He hadn't refilled the AC. Well, since when? There are those minor repairs that I normally find that it so happens that if you buy a car and you need to repair those things, it's due to the carelessness of the person that you're buying the car from. And this car had many of those, and of course one of them is what we actually worked on, was the top cover, the bolts that bolt down the coils where the power comes, the spark plugs and all. Yes. So 3 of them were actually, and the threads, what happened with my car, still that was a carelessness of the person. Still my car was owned by a Masaka person. So it so happened that, but we worked on that. The 3 bolts were rethreaded. They were rethreaded, and yeah, and then we put a windscreen as well. Yeah, that's what we worked on yesterday. The service will be done today because and the owner of the car needed to go somewhere. So yeah, we did those 2 things, and both third party. This guy hadn't even bought third party. No, that's why we said ladies should stay with his son. This is another car that I would recommend that you buy if you have the some money. But I would recommend that you buy it because this one is all because it's not VVTi. whether it's diesel or petrol, this car, that Prado will actually consume your money. Because Canadian diesel will pay. That's one thing we need to understand. Put the mulini, it tambula. Ekitero kiremesa baba ba taxi. So Kampala is a skill we should be including on CVs. Actually, the thing should be surviving in Uganda. Surviving in Uganda is a skill on its own. Surviving in Uganda. So for the people that have a small budget, 4 million, should be looking at the car in front of us. That chikumi there. Kati chikumi na kati bagisera. Because you see that chikumi there. Someone will say 5 million, 6 million. And the reason they'll be giving for selling it 6 million is because it has good paint job. I remember one of my followers was going to buy a Corsa UAF over 5 million because it had a good paint job. It even had the guard in front. Yeah, so when you're buying cars now, it's important. That car used to be like 3 million. That one, million. I don't know. But right now, you want million mukaga notia no kutia. Ate ne bajja ne bagimugulako million mukaga nga goche londa. So it would be a very good thing for you to know the prices right now. Of course, even with 3 million you can get a car, but katinza waliwe moroka zisichabuza abantu moroka for you to buy a car when you're going to almost fix everything. So that's why I tell you have 4 million, 5 million, you should look at this chikumi, because the chikumi you will get at like 4 million. So that one jaji sangi ilikone hivi papula kati uyajja mu chipuko yuwa mukaga ni mukaga uyu kati Solomon avuga kosa yagireta mu chipuka nagenda ne kunasa na parking ne ku street na sasula ne multiplex mu mugamba nti mu million 5 takubempi. You get. So cars that come to town every day like mine, when even traffic officers fear to stop it, because like my car, how can a traffic officer start stopping my car? Ajimiza ajigambiki kati ne muruke ba million 17 ne matida, leave the Corolla alone. So but for the people that have a small budget right now, 5 million, 6 million, of course there is a car that I don't recommend. I don't recommend to buy the Raum old model. That one, those cars have their own problems. That's why I don't recommend them. But if you have like 8-10 million, you'll better go and pay for the Raum new model, which is 1 million. You get. That would be a better option. Even Spacio, I've been telling you time and again, with the Toyota Spacio, if you like have 12-13 million, I would not recommend that you buy the old model, because the old model very soon will not have resale value. I'd recommend that you buy a new model. You get, because the new model you can get it at around 15. Sikabi years for a person that really likes it. I actually bought it once time. That car, once it gets some engine problems, it's very hard to find a mechanic that can actually make it survive. I think the people that buy it, it has the same engine like Corsa, but this one, Bajiti Kanyo, I think because it has a big boot engine, so that's one thing you have. So the people that drive the Raums, although even when it has the same engine like a Corsa, the Raum people spoil the engines faster than the Corsa. You see, even the Corsa engines, they get spoiled, okay? But not as fast as the Raum engines, because the Raum engines are overloaded. You get it? Yet the Corsa people don't overload. So I think I'm going to park, then you go on. The other side they are going to be jammed. You don't care. Buy them yogurt. Yeah, so Raum old model, avoid it. There are cars that I tell you to avoid. Avoid the Toyota Terios. I know it's an SUV, you buy it, you'll be like you're driving a Kruger or Harrier, you'll be up there in the skies, but avoid it. Avoid the Pajero GDI or Kuja Kongo technical like Arthur. Because there are technicalities to actually buying a Pajero GDI. Technicalities like you will have to actually change the engine very soon. You get it. You may have to be very creative, which most people are not bound to be creative, because then you have to also go to the URA process of like changing the engine number in the logbook and all that. And then, by the way, if you're going to be changing the engine of any car by putting an engine that was not made for that car, there are so many things that change. For example, the Pajero GDI, my mechanic does this all the time. You can buy a Pajero GDI, and when the engine blows, because buying a new engine for the Pajero is quite expensive and might not be worth the investment, we normally put the newer engine or the Mark II. Okay, now you put a newer engine, but you have to buy the engine, you have to buy the gearbox, you have to buy a computer, you have to buy a dashboard thingy, then you have to buy chiwaya, you get it, then a gear lever as well. So many things change that for some people, and then it takes some time to actually change those things. So you'll find that you buy all those things at around 3.5, you get, just to put them there. But then when you do that switch, you need to understand that the Morocco body food they have wangazi, which take it because it's okay again mafuta, because the engine can actually manage the Pajero body. I'm not talking about the big Pajero, I'm talking about these small GDIs. Mirengo vuga SUV wenga bakula ba Pajero yote fa Pajero zabalala zifa babebuza bwaki yote fa. So, but you guys who is planning to buy a car, of course you're paying $400 now for pre-purchase inspection. Kasente katono nnyo keyongeddemu emitwalo 5 gyokka. But you know that car money you're paying will help you avoid loss. You know, it's one thing not paying the 400 and you end up losing about 5 million in like 6 months. Because trust me, there are people that did not buy cars with me, and I know that is going to happen. Because first of all, if you bought a car in the 4 months to Christmas and you did not do a thorough inspection, trust me, if you did not do inspection, you know, you went to someone and just bought a car, you went to a bond and you just bought a car, you used the car, those used a couple bonds, and you just bought a car, bro or sister, me, I'll be waiting for you around the corner to help you get a better car. You need to go out and buy things now. This is enough. So you guys have not looked at me today. Actually look healthier, and today I might actually go to the gym. I wasn't even able to run when I was sick, but the other medicine was very strongly. Yeah. So but anyway, 2023 is going to be a better year for all of us. Normally they say that these are odd years, even years. These are odd years. Normally they say that the odd years, and you know something and then you start believing it, then all of a sudden you start saying that, okay, this might actually be. The odd years are even years as 22, 24, 26, 28 and 30. Then the odd years, like the word says odd, they are odd. 21, 23, 25, 27, 29. Normally there are people that have a theory that the odd years normally they are not really very good in everything that you do financially, blah blah blah, relationship wise and all that. There are people that have that belief. Actually, when you choose to believe it, then it might actually turn out to be true, but it might not be true, because sometimes even the even years don't work out very well for us. Nadala, when you're still in a struggling anga fa abavubuka, when you're still looking for money. Yeah. So Salmin, yes, you can put good morning Charles, good morning Johnny, good morning Emma, good morning. The holder is making noise again. Are you sure? Anyway, I'm going to the market today. I'm going to look for the holder that I had. I'm going to buy it. I'm also going to buy a new light because my light cut ya food day. And I think this light that I buy, I'm going to find a way of putting it. So some I know I bought a round old model, but the car could make a noise. Oh, she told me she bought it for $4 million. Ha! At Pine, a 4 million car should be 2. You guys, when I tell you this, don't forget. A car in a used car bond that is 4 million should be 2 million. That's one thing you need to know. Someone I know, okay. Eyokati Salmin yaleto kutanga charani sicho. Those rooms when the engines get issues, eh? Yesterday when we were looking for the Kruger, we passed a Nua that was like a chalani, and someone was busy checking. I call a test driver, but may God save me from that kind of desperation that gets me to buy a very bad car when I can actually see it's very bad. Good morning, Arthur. This is Bessie J. February, I'm coming. Any offers with Micah 7 ma? Yeah, we will look for cars. Don't worry. We have to look at normally, I don't want to confirm that you'll get this car now, but of course there are cars that are in your price range. But the reason why I don't want to confirm is that February can come, you don't want to buy something here. You have wasted all of it. So prices might actually be low or they might be higher depending on the conditions then. So I of course there are cars that will be in your price range. 7 million you can get Kumi, you can get the Chikumi I've already told you, you can get a very good Chivina, you can get a very good not very good but good Primo, drivable, buy and drive. And at 7 million the Primo would be a very good choice. If you're not too particular about the fuel consumption, you can actually get a Ipsam at 7 million. You can get Nadia. You can probably get a RAV4. Yeah, RAV4 might not be in perfect, very good condition, but it will be buy and drive. When you engage the gear, especially if it's automatic. You have a mask? I bought like 10 of them. So the RAV4 normally I've told you that a RAV4, the old model, it has that thing when you engage the gear, it knocks. It's in the gearbox. Almost all the RAV4s have it, and RAV4 people treat it like the car still moves properly. It's just that it has that knocking thing. It has that knocking thing, but basically it's a good thing. There is a new Kluger that has a V6 engine in front of me. Of course, I cannot share and get me sued here where I am. But as KXS, my network. Sorry. Sorry, Emma. I don't know why I forgot to shade you. Yesterday you didn't update. Today, live, I checked. I didn't see good morning. Sorry, I'm going to start updating in time. Happy New Year. Solomon here. Between a Subaru Legacy and a Primo, which one would you advise me to buy if my budget is 35? Buy a Primo. I'd recommend that you buy a Primo anytime, Solomon. Why I would recommend that you buy a Primo is because the Primo will always have a good resale value. The Subaru, on the other hand, I can't guarantee, because Solomon, how many times have you seen someone actually look for a Subaru Legacy? My God, how many times? So you can go buy a Subaru Legacy at 35 million no tuko kutunanga bagigula ko 15. That's a fact, by the way. yet the primordial 35 million or 36 like if you bought with me, there are chances you can actually get a very big offer. 35 million is a very good budget. So there are chances that you can buy a Primo 35 not to 36. You get. Hi Barros, long time. Yes, Eddie a moto kasijitegera wala. Hi Johnny. I'm very okay, Emma. So I'm going to go and buy a new holder, phone holder. Hopefully it will be better. Someone I know, I read that. Yeah. I'm going to update tomorrow's. Yes, good morning, Alice. Happy New Year. Tomorrow's live, I'm going to schedule the entire week's lives. There was no live yesterday. I think I was moving. I even had a headache to the extent that I called my doctor. I still have a headache. Nangamba pressure wajikeweddeko nentya nnyo. You know, I was diagnosed with hypertension in 2019, and hypertension is like pressure that is coming. And along the way, one of the ways you treat pressure or hypertension, first of all, is to eliminate salt from your diet. And that's one thing that we did in my home. Actually, not both of kumunyo, but for like I think it was like 5 months. 5 months I wasn't taking any salt because the doctors say that normally, yes, they say pressure comes with weight, but normally high blood pressure comes with diet. If you take a lot of raw salt, chances are high that you're going to get pressure. Okay. What was that? Then if you're inactive, if you don't really exercise, you can get pressure. So 2019 I had that. Of course I had a little stress in my life, but because when you stress, when you're stressed, people like me, when you're stressed like me, when I'm stressed, I stress eat. And when you stress eat, you eat a lot of junk food, and junk food has a lot of raw salt, popcorn, the chips, manyabichi. So I did a lot of stress eating, and doctor told me, really, it's not really about your weight, but watch your diet. First, cut out the sodium. Salt is sodium. So I cut out all the salt for like 5 months. And it because at a certain point I had my pressure was around 148 over 90. There's a time I even had 98. So my pressure was really high. So I cut out salt. Then I was still living in Kasangati. I tried to do exercises, but Kasangati is populated. The road is very busy. I think Analimbera company Kubo. So I could not really exercise. I could not run that much. And of course, like I shared with you, that's one of the reasons why I moved and I went far away from town, because I wanted to keep active. And Berenga, I can really actually exercise. So salt. Then when we came back to salt, then the salt was reduced. In my home, the salt is very little for everyone because they're trying to work with me. Then when I moved to Matuga, then I started exercising. I can run. I actually run a minimum of 10 kilometers. Okay, I do 10 kilometers. I do 10 kilometers Saturday, then I do 10 kilometers Sunday. But this year, it's just that at the beginning of the year, I did not run, I was sick. But this year, I'm going to start running a minimum of 15 kilometers every time I run. So I'm going to be doing 15 kilometers Saturday, 15 kilometers Sunday. Run. Okay, so I run 7.5 to 8 kilometers to my turning point. Then I run 7.5 to 8 kilometers back home. And that has helped me totally eliminate the pressure. So when the doctor told me I use about pressure, I actually went to Fast Pharmacy and bought myself a pressure meter to make sure that I have it in the house. So that you ask me for consultation every time I come, because you know doctors are funny. Every time you go to measure your pressure, you get, and every time you feel scared, hey, he's over pressure, then you go, and then the pressure gauge inajiguze mitwalo musanvu chitundu 75,000. I have a pressure monitor in my home, so I bought it. She taught me how to use it. So whenever I feel like, okay, this might be it, but my pressure is too normal. Guys, exercise works. Exercise. For the past 1 year, I've been running a minimum of 20 kilometers a week. Okay, then I'm not counting the distance that I walk when I'm in town, because when I'm in town, I don't take borders. I walk as much as I can. For example, yesterday I walked about 13 kilometers just walking around. So because my Samsung measures the number of steps I take, it measures the kilometers I walk. So I just make sure that I'm very active. I make sure I don't eat a lot of salt. I don't eat a lot of fat. Okay, so pressure can actually be eliminated with diet. Okay, but of course there are also foods that are good for your pressure, like yogurt, pumpkin. You get, so your diet. But we don't eat a lot of salt in my home. But I also exercise. I run. I go to gym. I do heavy weights. You get, and I think that has helped me to totally. My pressure is totally gone. As of yesterday, my measurements were 100 and 118 over 65. That's too normal, because the optimum number is 100 and is it 130 over 80. But I didn't even make that, and and that's very normal for me. I was surprised by. So the doctor measured her levels, and I was almost the same levels with hers, and wow, exercise works, guys. So also you need to maintain your weight. You know, they say you need to measure your waist. I don't know how, I don't remember how to explain that, but there are divisions and subtractions that you're supposed to make to find out how big your waist is supposed to be. Or later, you know, this look over that the tailors use, and then you measure how wide your waist is. So that's why they tell you when you want to lose weight, the first thing you should actually do is lose the belly, because the belly influences your waist. So if your belly is too big, then your waistline is basically too big. That means you're going to be overweight. So but of course there is also something they call the body mass index. I've been very mindful about my body mass index. Of course, sometimes it doesn't mean that if your body mass index is overweight, that you're really overweight. Like people like me that lift heavy weights, you'll find that you're heavy, but it's muscle. Like me, I have a lot of muscle. Because I lift heavy weights. Then I also have a lot of muscle because I run. So you'll find that when you run, of course you work on the muscles on the lower part of the body, the legs and all. But then when you go to the gym and lift heavy weights, then you work on the upper muscles. So you'll find that I'm bigger up here, but I'm big because I have a lot of big muscles now. So okusinga bonosanga omuntu nga munene naye nga munene, like my mechanic ebibi munene wa masavu si munene healthy. I don't know if he's watching, but I've told him time and again, like there are people that are big nga munene wa masavu nga si munene wa, you know, there is healthy big and unhealthy big. Kati waliwo abantu abamu nga kati my mechanic bakuba nti he's a little tall, but his weight amasavu ge ga masavu kati na masavu ga muscle. Anyway, let's go back to why we are here. Welcoming you to 2023. Still waiting, but now get succeeding. I have the video. I have to just work on it. You know, engeri mbadde nga siri stable. Ole makanika ngesande masavu ddala ate asazeemuko, because emirimu gyange tegibaako sente nnyingi ate nga gimutambuza nnyo, so gimuleetera okusalasalamuko ku masavu. Naye when he's doing his normal mechanics work, ng'akanika bukanisi agejja n'agejja ati naaba ng'alinga bamuyita batya, waliwo this cartoon that is in Despicable Me, he's almost like that. But anyway, welcome to 2023, guys. This thing wasn't actually, I think that's why it was making noise. It wasn't. Good morning, Isaac. Hope you guys are having a very good year. Of course, it's only 4 days into the year, but omuntu anabeera n'omwaka omulungi omulabira wano, like I'm healthy. Guys, one thing you need to know, health is wealth. Omuntu atali mulamu atalina bulamu, omuntu atalina bulamu tasobola kukola ssente, okitegeera. So if you have your health, trust me, gwalina obugagga obusinga, because a person that's why me I've worked on my pressure and I'm glad it disappeared. I'm in the normal. There's a time I had, God, Anyway, tuveyeyo. But just one thing you need to know, bwoba oli mulamu, you have the biggest wealth anyone could ever have. Bwoba oli mulamu. So you need to work on making sure that you keep yourself healthy. Okay? Work on making sure that you keep yourself healthy. So that you don't get sicknesses. Just imagine someone that has cancer right now, or someone that has diabetes, and I know so you get it's not a very pleasant experience. So one thing you need to do is watch your diet. I know we feel like eating chips and chicken is a healthy thing, but no, don't overeat those things. Don't overeat junk food. I know we feel like it has been put in us probably that omuntu omunene yabeera obulungi, but don't be overweight. Togejja lubuto when you should not be. Oyinza okwesanga nga ofunye ebirwadde byotojja kusobola kukola ki, byotojja kusobola kujjanjaba. So try as much as possible to keep it. Let being healthy be one of your goals this year. Me, it has been a goal since 2019. It's one of the reasons why I moved back to the village because I can run for 14 kilometers without finding a car. You get it? And that's a very healthy thing. In Kasangati, you could barely run a kilometer without finding very fast cars. And for me, I felt that put my life in a tight spot that it's very unsafe for you to actually go out jogging. So put health at the forefront of all your goals, because if you're healthy, your mind works, your brain works. If you're healthy, your heart works. If you're healthy, you can move long distances trying to look for money. If you're healthy, you can hustle. If you're healthy, never daku zero or damu no stuka. And I think this is one thing that we normally take for granted. You're healthy and everything on your body works properly. You think everybody is healthy. There are people that are sick out there. There are people that fall sick. Like there's one of my followers here that told me, one of the reasons why I'm buying a car is because in Rwala nyo. So I need a car to move me around. You need to try as much as possible to not to get yourself in that position where you're actually buying a car. Of course, you need to pray for people that are in that position. But when you can still avoid it, for example, avoid it as much as possible. Make sure you don't get to that position. It's not a very pleasant position for you to be that, okay, now I'm buying a car because nkoyo kwe yazike motoka, nkoyo kutuka to in a position where I'm in an emergency and I don't have a car to move me and I have to go on a border. You get it? Yeah. So whenever you can be healthy, try and be healthy. Duka, jog when you can. Don't eat fat when you can avoid it. Don't, for those guys that eat pork, don't overeat pork. You get it? And also for the people that have kids, you need to be there for your kids. Okule abaana bo balabe nga bakuze, osobola obbawa ku birabe eby'amaanyi ng'emmotoka ng'amataka. You get, so that you be there when they graduate. So ate the biggest reason why you guys need to actually work on living long is first of all, living long, you will retire healthy. You'll have your money retired, osobola ogendako in the Maldives, ogendeko to Dubai, kulia buli ku bulamu okitegeera. But if you don't live don't live a healthy lifestyle, ojja kwesanga nga obulamu bwo obusinga bw'oba ogenze for a whole day in Dubai, you have to come back in a week because eddagala doctor uli asobola okuwulya okwekuba mu mpiso lya week, then okomewo, oba because you have to have a doctor in that area, ate ba doctor beyo babbeeyi, so you have to come back here and see your doctor. You get it? So whenever you can make a healthy decision, make it. Don't have unprotected sex with people you don't trust. If you can avoid having sex, especially for us men. For the women, I think women are better because they release the obuwuka babufulumya every month. Naye gwe omusajja omusaayi gw'obeera nagwo gubaamu ekiwuka. If you can get immunized for certain diseases, go get immunized. Like hepatitis B, I've been telling you. Hepatitis B is like HIV. You get, but worse than HIV, because HIV ddagala lyeritta ekibumba, hepatitis B yatta ekibumba ye mwennyini. You get it? So I highly recommend that you make the healthy decision this year. I know 2023 tugiyingiddemu, you're happy. If you can actually afford to watch this live here, it means toli bubi nnyo. Okitegeera ne bw'oba you're watching this live from work, ne bw'oba you're watching it from live, you're not very badly off. Ne bw'oba okozesa Wi-Fi wa mulimu, the fact that you can actually connect to the work Wi-Fi and you watch this live, it means that you're not badly off. Let's also learn to be grateful. You get learn to be grateful, even if yesterday, but when I was babysitting my kids, my wife is employed, so because she's employed, she has to go to work. Taina chakora, even because the kids have just gone to school today. So 2 days ago the kids did not go to school. I was sick, but I was also babysitting, and I was in that house, and I was looking, okay, this house is quite big and it's far and all that. And then I was thinking, but then I was also thinking, I've been able to build this house with Kalito money. You get like a 500k, you buy 2 bags of cement, you get a builder, you get bricks ne bazimba uchi bazimbiewo uchitegere. You get like a 1 ma, and then you put on the house. You get a 200k, you put on the house. You get, and then I started being grateful that I have been able to build a house that size. Nga sikola sente za awamu nyingi. You get, I cannot access credit, sisobola kufuna loan ziri enene. Sometimes you have to learn to be actually grateful. Like, I have friends that are driving new cars, but I'm grateful that I have this Corolla. You get, you have to be grateful. Like, be grateful for the people in your life, the people that love you. Be grateful for the health of your family. Nze mu family ya forever eyange. I don't have anyone that has chronic illness. Cancer. I don't have anyone that has cancer. Go to okusondera sente buli kiseera agende mu chemotherapy. I don't have anyone that has that kidney failure. Genda item where your dialysis. You also have to be grateful for the fact that your family depending upon you. My family, I don't have dependents. There are some simple things that we take for granted daily. Either if you're a prayerful person, if you're going to pray to God today, the first thing you need to thank God for, bobato ina dependence ababa kujjamu sente every time. Boboli kucheyo, ngato ina bakubira simbuli kisera kugamba ate omwana mulwadde, semanya ate weza jajja osimanya abede, ate simanya sengawo yakoze biti, ate simanya taata obichi. Be grateful for that. Also, the other thing you need to be grateful for, if you don't have a family of ungrateful people, there are people that have ungrateful people. And oli Dubai kuchero no mwereza kakade na chitompereza abiri. You get people. If you have people that are grateful for the little you can actually give them. Me, I have my grandmother eyanda birida. She's really grateful. Nebo mwereza omutwalo gaba nange neyanziza, and I'm grateful that she is that grateful. I'm also grateful that she never dependent. Nejajja wange she doesn't depend on me. So there are some things that we take for granted sometimes. I'm grateful that I actually have a car that never breaks down. Ntinsobola givuga 85 kilometers month in month out ngemotoka eno tefiiridde ku kkubo. There are people that drive from Ntinda to Bukotonga wakolina naye agivuga mwezi gumu neddamu nefa. Let's be grateful for that as we begin the new year. But also let's try as much as possible to not make funny decisions, as in to leading to making mistakes, losing money. For example, if you're going to start a business, have a kind of business plan in mind, so that you don't start a business. Don't start a business that you don't have an idea about. It's like you went to school and studied, let's say, human resource management, but then when you're starting a business, you want to start selling glasses. Let me tell you, I'm one person that has seen that when you concentrate on your area of specialty, you will make the money. I'm a marketer. What I'm doing right now is marketing. Pre-purchase inspection. Yes, I know cars and I know how to check them, and I have a good mechanic that I can work with. But being able to sell this to you is my specialty as a marketer. Nemu performing arts jendi, I'm doing what I know how to do best. Sigenda kuvaayo nginde atentandike business yokutandika okutunda amasuuka, because that's not my specialty. And I find that that's also one thing that for example, in human resource management, there are so many people that are giving people maids. Human resource management, you help people hire and fire and also manage workers. There are people ngate yasoma nakona yenga awa abantu abakozi, afuna abantu medical employees, nurses, afuna abantu abakozi abewaka, afuna abantu bashamba boy. If you did human resource management, you can actually start a business that does that. Nze, I'm willing to partner with people in businesses zesirimu, because goli specialist in your area, me I bring my marketing specialty, probably bring some capital, and we start a business more specialty yo netukola sente. I'm telling you, there are opportunities that are seen in fields where people went to school to study, and the specialists nainga bote bala opportunities, probably because they are not marketers, they don't know how to make businesses work in those areas. So let's be first of all grateful, but also let's try to not gamble. Toyingira business gyo otamanyi, wasoma birala okute milioni 2 ozitadde mbirala, okitegeera. That money bwe zinaafa ogenda kunenyani. Of course ojja gamba stani mubi, simanya bandoze, simanya biki, okitegeera. But then that's not your specialty. And there are businesses that tulina okulekera abantu abatalina specialization nga teyasomako kugendako bw'aba talina, like if you have a diploma in something, you have a diploma in IT, there is no reason lwaki otandika edduuka eryakuumako ebinyeebwa, because there is a video I saw of a motivational speaker telling people bw'oba olina $5,000,000 gula akuumako ebinyeebwa, gula ensawo z'ebinyeebwa 5, tandika okukuba ebinyeebwa mu katale. Kati gwe bw'oba wagenda n'osoma IT, really what reason would cause you to buy akuumako ebinyeebwa otandika okukuba ebinyeebwa? Because gwe wasoma IT. Okitegeera, bw'oba wasoma IT, look for opportunities in your field, otandika okukola awo. I'm not a motivational speaker, but I'm speaking like a marketing person. Okitegeera, because there is an opportunity in every industry, there is an opportunity in every specialization. You just need to know how to identify these opportunities, and that's what marketers are paid for. That's my specialty, to identify business opportunities. Omuntu nga atandise business nga ekyamutawanya, that's normally what I do, to find business opportunities for you as a marketer and make it work. Okitegeera. So don't gamble. Okitegeera. Bw'obanga wasoma automotive engineering, trust me, bw'oba wasoma kukanika mmotoka, that's like the biggest industry right now. But mechanic bakola said it's just that most of our mechanics ate tebasoma, tebamunyongozeddwako, so they don't know what to do. But every industry that you did, there are opportunities there. Anyway, welcome to 2023, guys. My time is up. It's 1 hour. The life of a man does not consist in the abundance of things he possesses. Exactly, Anthony. Thank you very much. It doesn't matter how many things you have, but as long as you're grateful. Sichecho, Emma even knows the verse. So as long as you're grateful for what you have, you will be a very happy person. That's why you'll find that omuntu abeerawo nga atunda nyanya, nenga they are grateful for the things they have. They are grateful for the 5K they make a day. Nosanga omuntu oli nga akola million 10 nenga ali mu kubba abantu. People that are in government offices nga babba, they are not grateful for what they have. You get, I saw a motivational speaker telling the farmers that even if you are having a 50 by 100, you can still grow coffee. Exactly, Salmin. Some people ba misguiding abantu. Okitegeera. Naye ng'osanga omuntu gwagamba okugrowinga coffee nga ne tamanyi nabo batandika kukuza mwanyi. Okitegeera. So Arthur Mwesigwa is saying, Arthur, thoughts on the Golf Mark 4? How much does it go for in the market the moment a review maybe? Actually, my neighbor, I'm going to go and talk to my neighbor to how we can actually look at the golf, because yamanya abantu ba golf banje. There is actually a guy at Bat Valley avugana ye golf. Let me see. I'm going to get you guys a review. But a Golf Mark 4 is actually one of the most reliable golfs. Na ye inywamu ku mafuta. That's one thing you need to know. And for the Golf 4, you actually have to buy a 2.0cc if you don't want to have problems, because there is a 1.5cc version. Na ye ate your engine tewangala. That's one thing you need to understand. Your engine tekorachi tewangala. So it would make much more sense for you to buy one that has a 2.0cc. Na iye benywamu ku mafuta. So yo Golf 4 yetaaga omuntu ng'abeera near their workplace nga ntovuga distance nene. Okitegeera. Then one thing you need to know, mechanic about golf babbi. Majority of them, actually the ones that I know, all the mechanics that have interfaced about golf, because even the spare is expensive. Because for example, if the fuel pump for my car, you can buy it for like 50k. Fuel pump ya Golf 4 iri mitwalo nga 15 kwa 2. Okitegeera. So you need to understand and gauge. Naye nga bw'obanga Golf 4 bw'ogigulanga namu you can have peace with it. It's a very comfortable those Golfs and Benzes, Mercedes-Benz Golfs, BMWs, they are much more comfortable than Toyotas. The only downside is maintenance is too high. Icho kubanga okimanyi. Bobo inamu kasente, you can buy yourself a BMW, you can buy yourself a Benz, you can buy yourself a Golf, but maintenance will be too high. And not just the spares, even the mechanics will cheat you. Icho be irango okoraki. Okimanyi. But guys, 2023, welcome again. But remember that 2023, Emma is saying, let me also start the journey of cutting my belly. And you can start very simply, Emma, by doing sit-ups. By doing sit-ups. There are times when I could not access a gym. For me to keep myself looking lean, I would actually do push-ups. I can do 500 push-ups in 30 minutes. But I do 100, then I do 50, then I do 30, then I do 20, then I do 30, then I do 50. I can do 500 push-ups in 30 minutes. But that comes with time. Even 10 push-ups. But with time you practice. And then the reason why I got to the point where I could do 500 push-ups in 30 minutes was because I realized that working out needs time. But managing that time, when I could not access gym, it meant that I had to do push-ups either when I come back from work or in the morning before I go. But before I go was a much better time because I was from work. So, and I didn't have a lot of time. So I decided that if I woke up at 4, I can use 30 minutes to do push-ups, use like 20 minutes to go shower and freshen up. And then by like 5, I'm ready. You get, so I needed to make sure that whichever exercise I did it in 30 minutes. And I had already done like 300 push-ups I was doing 300 push-ups in 20 minutes. So I needed to increase my targets. It's better when you do things that you don't go backwards. Bwogula kumoroka ya bond ate fuba okulaba nga todda mabega. That's why sagala genda ku bonding nga sinaba kutuuka at a time when I can afford to change for a bond car when I lose the bond car I have. Okitegeera. So when you do 300 push-ups, ate toddayo n'okuba 200 oba odda mabega. Okitegeera. So when you start doing 300 push-ups, the next time you decide to do push-ups, it should actually be 300 and more. Kati nze bwe mba sigenda kuba 500 push-ups, I don't do push-ups at all. Okitegeera. So I make sure that I do 500 push-ups because that's my form. Okitegeera. So but you guys, 2023, let's practice gratitude. Be grateful for what you have. Nebobo inawo jango jawo no chikumi. Be grateful that go inawo ofuna chikumi waliwo abatachifuna. Okitegeera. Bobo sobodo gula kamoro kakakade. Be grateful that you have it. Waliwo abantu abagenda okufobola mbu abenga tavuganga ku motoka. Okitegeera. Boba wazimba yo rooms obiri. Be grateful that you have your 2 rooms. Boba you have a plot. Be grateful that you have a plot. Trust me, when you are in a position of having something, you don't even know that there are people that don't have. But trust me, guys, there are people, waliyo abantu nga gwe byoyina agenda kufa nga tabina nga atajja kufa ina emyaka 8. Okitegeera, you cannot believe that there are people that are 70 years naye nga bapangisa. Okitegeera, naye nga gwe wano woli gwagamba asijja kuzimba kati guno omwaka kansoke ngule akamotoka. You're even choosing. You even have a choice. There are people that are choosing between buying a motorcycle and an old Bajaj. That's the best choice in life they have right now. They are choosing. I have 500,000. Should I buy a bicycle or should I get a 300 and buy a very old Bajaj? There are people that have that choice. But if you have a choice of between building a house and buying a car, what should I do? My brother, practice gratitude. When you kneel down to pray to God, first of all, be grateful for the things you have. But the biggest thing we should be grateful for is health. You don't need to go to the hospital. You need to thank God. But also the other thing that I've learned, because I'm very health conscious, I've been reading, avoid taking painkillers. I've seen a lot of videos, people saying painkillers are the biggest problem for us. You'll get cancers because you take a lot of painkillers. Exactly. Salmin is Salmin, this is the biggest. Should I buy manyi ga chifuba or buy a changer? Nga changer ya bei. Nga manyi ga chifuba ajifuna ku mitwalo 15. Nga changer ya 25. Nenga yisengo kongera keje emitwalo 10. Okitegeera. So you guys, let's be grateful, but most of all, guys, be grateful for the life you have. Bubato ina wakuluma. Nenga bubato ina wakuluma. Do everything in your power to make sure that you don't get somewhere that will hurt you, somewhere that will make you go to the hospital. If it's malaria ngoli mu Uganda, if your mosquito net is old, buy a new one. If you can buy those mosquito repellents, buy them. What are these mosquito lamps is a purple. They attract mosquitoes. Buy. So, but let's practice gratitude this year. If you have a loving girlfriend or a loving boyfriend, be grateful that you have someone that actually loves you. There are people that are struggling like Ruasa. Ruasa ina all the money in the world. But he's ever struggling. There are guys in your age, there are girls in your age. The best thing the woman do for him is eating his money. So you need to be grateful. There are people that have family members. They are only loved on condition that they can actually send 100,000 every month. So be grateful that you have the good things, you have good people in your life. If you have kids, be grateful. By the way, for the people that have kids, no mwana wo kuba ne empisa ngatavuma bantu tasika bintu ku baana balala. Even your kids having good manners is something to be grateful for. Even having your siblings nga bagala kukola, having siblings when they are hard working. Some people have siblings that don't want to work. They have siblings, their siblings are in their houses. You are renting an apartment in the 3 bedrooms or 1 bedroom. You have a sibling that sleeps in the sitting room. They can work, but they have refused to go work. They are waiting for their big brother or big sister to bring a 10K so that they share that. Be grateful for the things that are going well in your life. Me, I'm grateful. I've been in worse positions, but I'm grateful that I'm in a position where I'm healthy. And kids are expensive. For me, treating my malaria is about 25. My child, my boy, treating malaria is 75 and above. So if you have a kid in me, there is a time when I went first pharmacy and I bought supplements for my kids to boost their immunity, because I had fed them on all the healthy foods at home, and it wasn't helping. And this time when they are going to school, infections infection. So if you have your kids be grateful to God, but feed them healthy. It's cheaper to buy healthy food than to buy medicine. You get, like I'm telling you, it's cheaper for you to go for a jog, do 5 kilometers, and 5 kilometers are too much for guys. And for the guys you can actually run. You guys, your environments are safe. I cannot run before 6:30 because I don't know if it's safe. But if you're living in countries like Denmark, you live in countries like Canada, you can even run at 4 a.m. not a sanga babbi. You get. So anyway, let's be grateful first of all. Let's be appreciative. If you have a girlfriend or boyfriend, once in a while give them a gift. Bobo ina mama unga takuteka pressure tata unga nga yetegekera. You get. I think the biggest problem that we have in Africa is black tax. That as a young person, you're trying to develop yourself. Nenga, even your mom wants you to build for them a house. Not even once, they need you to build for them a house. Or your father needs you to build for them a house. Sudani toduka, Sudani gula treadmill, off na gym ina treadmill, oba duka run in one place. Oba just do sit-ups. There are countries that are not safe. Sudan, Congo, don't do that. So let's be grateful for the people in our lives that are treating us nicely, but also let's treat the people that treat us nicely. Let's avoid making the mistakes. Muduma 2012. Gratitude is the greatest multiplier. The more you thank God, the more you receive more blessings. Yes, Joseph. Yeah, that's very good. Joseph, wagano kumpa review yago on the Suzuki Escudo. Yeah. So but also one thing I've learned in life, be generous. Don't be stupidly generous, but be generous. Every time you're generous, God multiplies. Me, I've learned that. Whenever you bless other people, God can be blessing to other people through you. For example, you found someone that doesn't have lunch, you buy lunch for them. That person is going to pray for you. Have 100 people that pray for you. You think abantu was anti Mama Fina sentences zabo samize boka, but because Mama Fina gives, buli gwawa amusabira. You imagine she gave SB4 Harry Akawundo okitegeera. Do you know how many prayers SB4 is praying for that woman? The number of people that woman has helped through paying for hospital bills and all those things is a lot. But just imagine how many people are praying for that woman. Ne bwaba musamize nti people that pray for her bajjajja bagamba nayo why bwe tutabona omukazi tuwani. You get it? So whenever you see people that have a lot of problems, just think to yourself, are they even generous on any day? Generous doesn't mean money only. Generous even means listening to people. Some people have problems and the only thing they need is a listening ear. And then they unload. They bachita vent. Sometimes you listening to someone's problems can make them pray for you. Sometimes giving someone knowledge, sharing your knowledge. Umuntu nga ina a tight spot that they are going through at the moment. Okitegeera n'omuwa ku magezi kate walikoze bwoti oba bwoti. Okitegeera ekyo ekintu kizaamu abantu amaanyi, ekimuzaamu essuubi n'akusabira. You get it? Onzijukiza ka stick in the car bw'oyogedde ku bajjajja akati. But me, I know those things don't work. Just when you buy a car, buy a tracking device, put an alarm system, or take the security button if you want. Or me, I've never done those things, by the way. But I've never had a car stolen from me because I'm security cautious. I'm very security cautious. So let's first of all learn to be grateful. Let's live a healthy life. Let's bless the people that bless us. But most of all, let's not make stupid mistakes. The stupid mistake ejira ono, for example, nze kyenfunamu ssente ekyemmotoka. Omuntu abeera ne miliyoni 10 n'agenda yekka agula emmotoka oba n'agenda ne makanika gw'alonze ku kkubo. Oba n'agamba makanika I'm looking for a car. Nakkiriza makanika amufunire emmotoka. Tagenze na muntu kumukebererako oyo yennyini makanika agimufunidde yakebera. Okitegeera. You need to have, I actually recommend that when you're going to buy a car, have someone you trust. If you're in a relationship, we're also about to go with your boyfriend or girlfriend, and make sure your boyfriend or girlfriend is not a yes person, that they don't get excited, that they can tell you the truth. If there is a what we call this red flag, you know what, Salmin, or your red flag, I think we should not buy this car. Something as simple as that. You don't go to buy a car no gena ne makanika yekka. Okitegeera. You need to, like me I'm your guardian angel bwe mujjogule mmotoka nange. Era bye simanyi ngamba makanika ne mugaka kati like we go to drive test the car, I drive a little nze nyina byemba nnoonya. Okitegeera, then bwe mala okubifuna ne ngamba makanika jange ovuge go owulirize ebibyo naye naawuliriza. Actually, like yesterday when we were buying a Kruger, when we got the money nga tuziina nga tetuna signing ndagaano. Emmotoka yazzaawo, I went back, sat in that car and drove it myself. Finally, to listen to another thing. Then when I had ningaka tusasule. Okitegeera, your guardian angel doesn't have to be the expert in that area, but your guardian angel is someone that serves your interest. Like me, when we go to buy a car, I'm serving those people's interest at that moment. Okitegeera, then the mechanic serves my interest because my interest is your interest. My interest is to make sure that we get a car. Itagenda kutusumbuwa. And so far, I thank God. I'm grateful to God. Tewali muntu gwe twaguze naye emmotoka ayina complaint about the cars. Emmotoka zonna ze tuguze, they have been in very good condition. Actually, emmotoka zonna ze tuguze, we have bought them at a bargain. Zonna nti omuntu agula emmotoka nadda mu katale okunoonya emmotoka yeemu ng'ate eri higher priced than the one that he has. Okitegeera. So I'm thankful to God that so far that's what we have been going through, and it has worked out for us. So let me remind you guys before I go offline, I do pre-purchase inspection. Now, pre-purchase inspection, for those that don't know, before you buy anything, the inspection you do before you buy to make sure that that thing is good for you. That's what we call pre-purchase inspection. I help you inspect it to make sure that it's in good condition, the paperwork checks out, to make sure that you're getting a good deal. Also to make sure that now we're getting excited. I'm your guardian angel there. But that pre-purchase inspection service is not free. You pay for it. You pay 400,000 shillings for it, and that money covers my service. It covers a mechanic. I come with a mechanic. Okay. It also covers fuel to drive us around to go see the cars that you have spotted. Like I've said, I normally recommend that you get your own cars. You round up like 5 cars and then Peter to just see those cars. I can help you look for cars in a good offer. Sometimes ojja kuba ne mmoroka zo naye nga the offers are not good. You'll find that you'll find that sometimes you want to buy kanga bagiguza $1,15,000 naye nga amazima ina kuba $1,700,000. Okitegeera, those times like a guardian angel will come and tell you know what, this car is not bad. Yeah, like some people can be like the other guys who bought a RAV4 comparing a car engine to that of a Bajaj. Exactly. So you need to make sure that bobe gena no muntu ata ku inspecting togenda muntu atamanyi bajja kuseera emmotoka golowooze, because sometimes you get excited. Omuntu agula emmotoka ng'aguze number UBD naye nga emmotoka gyaguza giguza $18,000 naye nga amazima ina gigula 10. There and then you're making a loss of $8 million. Gwe tokimanyi because you have not gotten to a time to sell, but you have made a loss of $8 million in Muchifo. And that's one of the things that the $400,000 that you pay me is going to save you. Talking a call a loss, we make sure you buy a car that is in good mechanical condition. We make sure that the paperwork checks out. We make sure that it's transferable, like the Kluger we bought yesterday. Twagenza okujisasula nga transfer form zifulumye. So I'm thinking by the end of this week, the lady told us today, but sagala nnyo kugenda n'ebyo bigambo. She told us that by today, the end of today, it will be in the buyer's name, but I'm giving it this week for it to be transferred to his names. Okitegeera, we make sure that you can actually transfer the car to your names there and then. And we make sure that we don't pay okujjako nga gwe naawe osiimye ennyo emmotoka n'olemerako. I make sure that we don't pay unless the car can actually be transferred. Okitegeera. Yeah. So pre-purchase inspection is $400,000. I help you find the best car for you, for the profession you do, the kind of person you are, and for the budget you have. Also, I sell tracking devices. Your car is an asset. So don't togiteekamu kugizanyiramu. I know there are so many people selling devices, tracking devices, abagamba eri cheaper, $250. Like, where are you going to get a tracking device that is reliable and safe at $250? Also, there are people that tell you that they sell tracking devices that where you don't need to pay a month an annual subscription. Brother, sister, there is nothing free in this life. You don't tell me that someone is going to enable you to track your car in real time for the rest of your life and you don't pay anything to them. Like, for example, they have a platform that you're going to use on your mobile phone. Boba jisasuzachi. You get, they have software engineers that manage and maintain that platform. Boba basasuzachi. Gwaliokakwe platform for free. You get, yeah, I keep telling people, there is nothing that is free. I had a video meme that I saw yesterday. A guy gave someone money, a bundle of money. Here, take it. Take it. And the guy took the money. After taking the money, he said, let me give you a life lesson. Today, there is nothing that is free in life. Whenever someone is giving you something or money, ask them, what are you getting in return? Okitegeera, guy nayagala okuziza, he wanted to bring, but now no, you have already taken the money. Now let me give you my terms. So let me tell you, nothing is free. So someone is going to sell to you a tracking device. You don't need to pay subscription. Those subscription people are stealing your money. Now, starting the second year when you get our tracking device, starting the second year, you'll be paying $50,000 every year. But $50,000 is very small money for you to protect your car. You get, you can't buy a car of 10 million and you expect to protect it with nothing. Mbu, let me buy a tracking device at 150. Mbu, I don't pay anything, but I can track my car in real time. Bajja jibba. Ochiwulire. You get, now bagenda kuba, because you will spend $200,000 thinking you're saving ate moroka bajibbe. I have 2 tracking devices, one which is $350,000. That tracking device is you can track the car in real time. You can turn off the engine from wherever you are, even if you are in Dubai or the UK. Good morning, Seth. And the car is in Masaka. You can turn off the engine from wherever, and they will not be able to start it until you restore the engine power. You can see where the car has been up to 365 days. So you can track it. You have a wife or husband you don't trust, put the device there. Omugambe guro wabadde wa kugambe nabadde bukoto. Ngegwe device yagamba yabadde Masaka. Kane kati Masaka wadde okolayo. Kikwakyo nimba nga tamanyi lwaki omugamba. okitegeera. Put a device, that device ya mitwalo 3 that's the basic. Turn the engine off, see where the car has been, track it in real time. You can go ogirabe eva wano edda one. You can even see the speed the person is driving. Okay, that's 350. Now I have another device. That one is 450,000. That device, when you call the device, you can even listen to the people in the car. You listen to what they are saying. So if, for example, someone has your car and you don't trust them, and probably you have a person, a friend, you don't trust their intentions for you, you get, because I'm not saying that in bad sense, but trust me, not everyone wishes you good. And personally, I've been betrayed by people that I consider to be the closest friends. So if I had that option at that time, probably I would not have been betrayed. So those are the devices that I have. One is 350, that's the basic one, and then the one that is voice activated is 450,000 shillings. Those devices, when you buy a car, protect it with the tracking device, guys. Then if you have a car where the parts, spare parts, matala, indicators, the pacers are very expensive, also we install an alarm system. The alarms now on the market, mulimu ebichupuli bingi. So the alarm systems that now we are buying are a little expensive, but we don't want to put an alarm system in your car that will jam a week from when you install it. So it was 200,000, but we have had to change the alarm. Like we put an alarm for someone, maybe for a week afterwards, then we have to change and then put another one. Trying to get alarm systems that are affordable for you. So we have now, with the alarm we are buying is 250 jetukuguza 250,000. We install that alarm system. Tujitekane ku ngombe nebanga imodoka yo muntu agikonako bwati nadduka yika. You get, so 250,000 for an alarm system for your car, to avoid being side mirror bagibye simanya bagudde imodoka babyemu radio okitegeera, such things. You park in a place you don't trust, you activate the alarm so they cannot tamper with your car. So you put an alarm in your car, you put a tracking device in your car, and trust me, that's the thing me I've been doing, and I've never lost the car. Tebanze bangako era bisera byebanze bamuko radio mu modoka nali sina alarm. But since then, nze nteka alarm buli motoka jengula, and our alarms outlive your car, because the alarm I have in my car, I had it in a Primo that I had before I bought this car. Ira bwe nali ntunda a Primo yo, I took my alarm out and I put it in this car. The tracking device I have in this car, I had it in the Primo still. I took out that tracking device, I put it in this car. So one thing you need to understand, the way my technician installs the devices, I don't even know where it is. Actually, when I was selling the Primo, I had to call him and I asked him, where did you put the tracking device? Because device. Now that I think about it, but technician yeah. Now that I think about it, I also don't even know where my tracker is. But anyway, bwobanga you don't trust technology to protect your car, kata osobola n'okugulayo n'akati ewa mama fina n'okasaamu ng'oli bw'ababbye emmotoka yo bw'aba agivuga bw'ati awulira amaloboozi parking emmotoka and oba n'awulira embwa nga ziboggola. Anyway, so welcome to 2023 guys again. Today kyenjagala to start today, practice gratitude. Yensonga lwaki osanga omuntu ng'atunda amatooke mu katale ng'anyirira okusinga, because oli omuntu, they are grateful for what they have. Okitegeera, cheap things are extremely expensive. Joseph is saying cheap things are extremely expensive. Yes, but bw'oyagala okusavinga ennyo ofiirwa ssente. Okitegeera, so don't save. Bw'oba olina emmotoka nga togisanga mu tracking device, call me now and get a tracking device installed. If you have a car that you share, install the other tracking device, a voice activated, a year 450,000 if you share the car. If you have a business vehicle, banoba emoroka yange njiwo mwana najivuga Uber, take a voice activated tracking device ya mitwala namu etano. If you have a car and you have never installed a tracking device, call me now or WhatsApp me. My number is 0752. Someone help me bambi typing in the comments. 0752 991 051 0752 991 051. I have only one number. You can call me, WhatsApp me, and book yourself a tracking device. If you have a high ticket car like a Toyota Spacio, giteekemu alarm and put a good alarm. Alarm ze bichupuli nyingi kati. Era bwe bateri ku ngombe, that will cost you a little, or mpite nkweleze technician agikutere ku ngombe. Nze sikozesa buli technician. That's why sometimes you'll call me to come install your tracking device. Nenkugamba I can't. Why? I have a lot of technicians, but ebintu nga tracker sikozesa buli omu. That's why you find omuntu agamba emotoka yange yali mu tracker naye baagibba. Eyassamu tracker eyanone emmotoka. Kukozesa abantu bana ku you get a tracker, a person installing a tracker ajidde ku boda tamanyi nawe bagula mmotoka oyo nga lwaki tajja nabbe mmotoka yo. You get inze my technician yevuga ayetavuga bu motoka okitegeera. My mechanic ayine mmotoka bbiri ewaka. My mechanic yazimba ate nga muvubuka muto okitegeera mechanic gwentambula naye. That's why it's important tukozesa abantu bana kubba. Ogenda okola pre-purchase inspection ofunye makanika mu kagaraji makanika tamanyi na bwe bayimiranga bagula pichi. My number is 0752 991 051 0752 991 051. Bwe oyagala kumpeereza kachai okunkulisa obulwadde, you want to send me some juice, that number is also on mobile money. The name it brings Arthur Chisenyi. Thank you very much in advance. Nako, I don't like to say thank you to people before they give me things, because I remember when I was around senior one at my grandmother's house, she had a tenant. That tenant promised to get me a bursary. I think a judge baba waited baba na sent. So I went and actually thought, and I thanked someone, that lady. Yali muneno manya abantu abanene twalowooza nti balina sent. So I went and even knelt down. I thanked that woman for the bursary. Mama, na absasuza sente simanya the bursary never came. Actually, she even left my grandmother's houses in Abamubanja omwaka mulamba. But for you guys, I'm going to thank you for the juice before. You can send me splash. It's 8,000. Splash you get. But only guys, be grateful for the things that are happening well in your life. Let me tell you, I have a condition. I get my ears blocked from time to time. That looks like a very simple thing. You go to the hospital, they do what they call syringing, and they unblock. It looks like a simple thing. But things like not being able to hear properly, that thing, have you ever been in a position where you can't smell anything? Where you can't smell anything? Mama, that's the day you will know that even smelling is important. So guys, be grateful. If you can avoid borders, guys, avoid borders. You can take a taxi. Borders are unsafe. Okay? They are unsafe. Bakusalako okugulu, basobola okusalako omukono, osobola okufa, osobola okumala ku kitanda emyezi, and you don't want to put yourself in that position. Me, I drive everywhere. One of the reasons why I've had cars is I would rather drive a car and it moves like a frog, but I would drive a car. Why? Because border accidents scare me. I have a relative, I've been telling you guys the story. My relative, she got an accident. The hands from here, both hands by the way, but they were even the legs here, and that's because the family had money. Can you imagine someone you don't have money to go to Platinum Hospital? They spent 18 million. Why? Because the husband was saving to not buy her a car. The husband has the money to buy her a car, but he doesn't want to. He could even afford the Uber. You get? So when you can afford to buy a car, guys, buy a car and avoid borders. If you can't afford to buy a car, my wife doesn't take borders. She takes a taxi everywhere if I can't pick her. Or she walks. Because when you're walking, you can actually try to be a little vigilant. It's very rare that you find accidents where a car comes and knocks people that are walking. That's a very rare case. But it's not rare to find, even today, if you went to police and try to find out border accidents, you can find that Mulago Hospital has 50 dead bodies from border accidents. So I tell you guys, whenever you can avoid the border, avoid it. And if you must sit on a border, make sure that border drives you in a way that keeps you safe. You get? But it doesn't help you guys to have 15 million on the account, avoiding to buy a car, and then you get an accident and you spend 8 of it in the hospital. You get a car 8 million and buy yourself a car. Weyagale. and life is too short. Why are you going to die without driving a car? Of course, you can't get my car at 5.5, but I bought my car 5.5. But it has never broken down on the road. Why? Because I made the right choice when I was buying a car. That's why you guys are going to pay me 400,000 for pre-purchase inspection, so that you get nebobo funyemoro kangeri cheap. Nehinga tejja kufira kukubo. I think Solomon, my brother, owa kosa je twaso kogule ya rice ya $1,500,000 ya inzo babu yakati atunda musanvu by the way. Kube moroka ye mu condition je eri mutoyina wojijade ku $1,600,000. Okitegeera nenga ye yagigula 5 kitunda, I don't remember. Nenga yapa pre-purchase inspection yange bulungi era sitoma. Naye Solomon wali badde ompereza splash ngeri gyenje mbadde omulwadde. There are people that we have also helped buy cheap cars. Iranga nabo bali in very soon I'll start rounding off my people tutandika okufuna reviews from them. Probably that will also get me more people to also trust me. Of course about tracker boss sobola bafunamu review, because when nafuna wa tracker nakubira nze nga bamumanyi motoka yoyo omusajja eri mu tracker tugende tuginone. You get? So about tracker, the tracker people, I cannot interview them because the tracker is supposed to be secret. That's why even when I install trackers, I don't talk about people I've installed trackers for. I can install a day like 3 trackers, but I never talk about it because the tracker is supposed to be a secret. You get? Amemoroka bombo ogerako, because actually the people that buy cars from me normally don't even put trackers. I don't know why. I think even that's why Jesus was not appreciated in his hometown. Like a person that buys a car with me, but they don't put a tracking device. I gotta manage jibba. You get? Anyway, guys, I have to go. My time is up, and you get done. But this has been like the first broadcast of 2023. Yeah. So I had to talk. I've also missed you guys, but I have to also be grateful. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch my broadcasts. Abali mukamori namwe mbebazanyo, thank you very much. The people that engage on this content, thank you very much. I'm also going to request you for one thing: share this channel with as many people as you can. Share the videos on this channel with as many people as you can. Someone was telling me to go to TikTok. I'm not on TikTok. Why? Because it needs kind of some resources to do that, but I'm going to work on that very soon. TikTok ngendeyo. But I find that you people from YouTube, you know, it's a good thing to be grateful. I find that you people on YouTube you're too good. TikTok but I find that you guys, you have already been good to me. You have recommended clients to me. The audience of this channel keeps growing. Thank you very much. So continue sharing this channel, this content with as many people as you can. And then don't forget to come and buy a tracking device. Hello, my brother. I'm Rwandan, but I'm now currently living in Uganda. How can I get driving permit of Uganda? Now, the best way for you to get a driving permit in Uganda is you go to a driving school. That's the best way. But they disturb a little, but the best way for you to get a driving permit now, you go to a driving school. It will cost you between 500 and 600,000. If a driving school is charging you more than 600,000 change, go to another one. And you don't pay all the money at once. You give them like 50% and then they start. When they give you a learner's permit, then you can give more money until you, So you go to a driving school. So let me tell you the other thing that I do. I'm a marketing professional, guys. I help businesses and business owners make magic in their business happen. Consistent flow of customers, consistent gratitude by customers. The customer will be reversing for all the time. I'm a marketing professional. If you have a business, if your friend has a business, your family member has a business, and somehow it's not working out, chances are high that it's a marketing problem. Because marketing is the only money-making department in any business. So I'm a marketing professional, and I help business owners make business make sense. Because nebo bena business ngedem capture $1 million chikumi, with the wrong marketing, it will go down the drain, I'm telling you. But with the right marketing, I've been telling you guys stories of how I started an institute with zero money in a friend's shop. You get, and by the end of like that year, by the end of 12 months, I had over 45 students. But the lockdown, and of course, social media was my biggest market. But then the president blocked Facebook, and Facebook is like the biggest market on social media. So when social media marketing, Facebook is dead. Chances are high that social media marketing will not work for you. That's a tip from me, free tip from me to you. But if you're using other marketing avenues, just take ambutesi manyi, you'll get the customers. I have to go, guys. Let me just go through the names of the people that I've engaged today. Whether I want to do this, then yeah, thank you very much. Number one today was Salmin, Stewart, Firstborn, Solomon Chitumba, Eddie Seguya, Dennis Buyinza, Charles Sebaduka, Asimwe Johnny, Emma Mokisa. Thank you very much. Emma na guardian angel wang. Sometimes I've been forgetting that wemba dembere wakai nga live obera wemba dom radde ngobera weba se boli yanga ka message kazinga kugamba why you have a live. Thank you very much for always reminding me. Stuart, Eddie, Steve Barros, Nathan, Alice Chibombo, Kenneth, Cam Besije, Chris Da Vinci, Canso Patrick, Emerson Barak, Sarah, Favor, Simon. Simon, Harrier 2.2 is higher than RAV4. So liter ya RAV4, if a liter of a RAV4 takes you for 8 kilometers, then a liter of a Harrier will be taking for around 5 to 6. Sorry, someone called me. Anthony, Henry Chisule, Joseph, Eddie, yeah, and Henry Sechirime, Henry Sechirime, and then Gasigwa Diogene, that's a French name. Thank you very much. Then Adan Kabdi Salam, and then Martha, of course, as always. JK, yeah, nyina abantu bange, the loyal one, Seth, nyina abantu bange abanchecking anako even on WhatsApp, even the guys that recommend clients. Yeah, thank you very much. Nabali Mukamori, thank you very much. I'll remind you, how do I keep this channel running? Because I use a minimum of 1.5 GB of data every day. How do I keep this channel running? Apart from the guys abampereza kasukari, waliwo abampereza akasente ku mobile money, atha nkweleza HS atuchicho gendo ogule data. But I also do pre-purchase inspection. Pre-purchase inspection is before you buy a car, I come and help you check it to make sure that it's in good condition, paperwork checks out, to make sure that you're getting a good deal. I do that service for 400,000, and that money pays for me, a mechanic, and the fuel to move us around. If you don't have cars lined up, I can help you also round up. Actually, the people that have worked with me, those ambadde mulaba. Nze sikuba na simu za babroka kuba sizimanyi. Okitegeera, sikuba na simu za kuba sibamanyi. But somehow God makes things work out for us. Nitufune mmoroka. Okitegeera. So thank you very much. Pre-purchase inspection is 400,000. I sell tracking devices at 350 and 450,000 respectively, depending on what it can do. Car alarm systems are 250,000 only. Yeah, I also am a marketing professional. You can consult me about marketing for free on WhatsApp or on phone. But when it comes to meeting me in person or inviting me to your business, that's where you start paying for consultation and paying individual fees for the services that I'll provide for you, like marketing planning and all that. I also do customer service training. So you have a team of employees, or you know someone that has a team of employees, that people are complaining about their customer service and customer care. I can come and train those employees, that team. Training the tips, even things for them to keep reading, materials, videos for them to be watching, for them to make sure that they treat customers better. Because an existing customer is the best marketing tool for you. Because customer go iso bulungi ajja kuba customer abalala, but how do you make sure that the existing customer actually gets you more customers? Those are the tips that I normally do in my customer service trainings. I also do digital marketing trainings. Yeah, if you don't want to pay me for the rest of your life, you can pay me to teach you how to do digital marketing and general marketing, in other words. I have to go, guys. Thank you very much for taking the time to always be part of this broadcast. Thank you for watching the other videos. Thank you for sharing my content with people. Keep sharing this content with the people you know, because I know the information we share on this channel is needed by every Ugandan, but they don't know where to get it. I wish you a very nice day. Don't forget to be grateful. See you tomorrow at 7:20. Ciao.